Jay Prince appeared to lose it after word spread that Finesse2Tymes had signed a fresh deal with NBA YoungBoy.
I love all the mob ties street. It's time for me a new look, Junior.
What looked like a basic business request quickly became a messy fight over contracts, loyalty, power, and who really controls the situation.
Bro, I can't, bro. I can't. Why you think I'm saying the labels, bro?
As the pressure climbed and more questions hit the internet, fans started asking what went down behind closed doors and why the Prince family reacted so strongly. Then came the phone call that shook Houston. During an appearance on Boss Talk TV, Finesse2Tymes said something most rappers would think twice about saying publicly when NBA YoungBoy is involved.
NBA YoungBoy actually reached out to the Prince family and asked the Prince family, hey, what will it take to help that man get out of the country?
He gave YoungBoy his flowers right there on camera. No script, no polished rollout, just straight talk. Finesse explained that the same rapper he had tension with 2 years earlier quietly reached out and tried to help him escape a rough position.
I respect it. I just can't keep on saying ain't nobody supporting me, because you did.
That statement hit hip-hop social media like a shockwave in late May 2026. It was not a diss record or some hidden jab, it was a real confession. According to Finesse, NBA YoungBoy went directly to the Prince family, who are connected to Mob Ties Entertainment in Houston, and asked what it would cost to release him from his current deal. Let that sink in. For months, Finesse said nobody was stepping up to help him. He jumped on live again and again, speaking on his contract, asking Jay Prince Jr. to release him, and hoping somebody would finally throw him a lifeline. Meanwhile, rappers and internet commentators kept talking loud on the timeline like they cared.
You actually reached out and tried to make that happen, so I gotta take my hat off today and I gotta give you a flag.
But according to Finesse, only one person made the call, and that was NBA YoungBoy. That is what made the whole situation hit different. This was the same NBA YoungBoy who had tension with Finesse back in 2024. The same YoungBoy who shared a provocative photo involving the mother of Finesse's child on his Instagram story, then went on heated rants throwing shots at him. Yet behind the scenes, that former rival reportedly tried to help him escape the deal. Finesse could not hide the shock in his voice. You could tell he never expected support to come from the last person he once viewed as an enemy. The internet went crazy within hours. Clips flew from Instagram to TikTok, Facebook, and X, while pages like Traps N Trunks and Say Cheese TV pushed the story even further. Every comment section turned into a debate. Some fans said NBA YoungBoy deserved Rap's Man of the Year for stepping in. Others argued Finesse was only praising him because he needed somebody powerful to rescue him. Then another crowd started asking the biggest question of all: how was Jay Prince going to respond? Because anybody who knows Houston rap understands one thing: Jay Prince carries serious weight. He built Rap-A-Lot Records from nothing and has been making moves longer than many current rappers have been alive. He has guided legends, challenged major industry players, and helped calm down high-profile rap conflicts. Now, NBA YoungBoy, a Baton Rouge star with his own complicated label history, was reportedly calling into Houston and asking the Prince family what it would take to release one of their artists. That was not some casual favor. It looked like a direct move into their business, and people knew the response could get intense. You can already imagine how that conversation went down, but before getting into the wall Jay Prince reportedly placed around this contract, you need to understand what Finesse was trying to escape. This was bigger than one phone call. It was about a man who believed he had signed away control of his career and was knocking on every door, desperate to find an exit. Finesse spoke about it on Boss Talk TV, but that was far from the first time he told this story. For months, he had gone live repeatedly, sounding drained, frustrated, and completely fed up.
So me and Suge, I finally found my mob tie contract and got a lawyer to look over it, but a lot of lawyers, like, they don't really want with it.
He had been airing out his struggle online, publicly asking to leave Mob Ties Entertainment for nearly a year. NBA. YoungBoy's call was not the whole story. It was only one explosive chapter in a deeper contract battle. So how did Finesse end up stuck in the first place? To see why YoungBoy's move hit so hard, you have to understand the trap Finesse2Tymes felt he was sitting in. Born Ricky T. Greer, he returned home from federal prison years earlier, searching for a fresh start. He already had momentum, real street buzz, and Memphis standing strongly behind him. Finesse already had records making noise in the streets, and one of Southern rap's most respected power players was treating him like family.
Assignment clause, another trap. Transfer the contract to another label company anytime.
That man was J. Prince, the quiet-talking Houston legend with the white beard and a reputation for keeping a firm grip on business. J. Prince and his son, J. Prince Jr., welcomed Finesse into Mob Ties Entertainment and appeared to put real support behind him.
So basically, J. Prince, the old man, told me don't get a lawyer. He told me, we ain't even going to this shit.
They gave him advances, jewelry, private flights, and reportedly helped care for his family while he was locked up. From the outside, the whole setup looked like a rap fairy tale. An artist finishes his time, links with a legend, and returns home ready to take over the streets. But according to Finesse, the real weight of that paperwork did not hit him until years later. During a live session with Suge, Finesse pulled up his Mob Ties contract and dropped it into ChatGPT to understand what he had signed. He said he had never used the program before, as he read each clause out loud. The explanation coming back reportedly left him stunned because the deal sounded far more restrictive and complicated than he ever imagined for his future and freedom. That was the first red flag. Finesse claimed lawyers kept avoiding the contract. Attorneys reportedly reviewed the paperwork, but either refused the case or gave limited advice. So Finesse and his team switched lanes. They uploaded the document into ChatGPT and let the program break it down, revealing what he felt nobody around him wanted to say directly. According to that breakdown, Finesse was locked into a 360 deal. In simple terms, the label could reportedly collect a percentage from everything: the music, publishing, merchandise, touring, brand partnerships, and even the use of his name and likeness. Anything connected to Finesse's face, voice, or career appeared to have money flowing back toward the label. Then the situation got even uglier. The program suggested that the advances, jewelry, vehicles, and private flights he had received over the years might not have been gifts at all. They could be recoupable expenses taken from future earnings. Finesse read the clause aloud, shaking his head as the details became harder to accept. That assignment clause could reportedly be used at any time. In plain language, Mob Ties could transfer Finesse's deal to another label whenever they chose. Even if he waited and hoped they would eventually release him, the paperwork could simply be handed to somebody else, leaving him trapped under the same terms. The cage would not disappear, it would just move with him. But the detail that really made the internet stop was what Finesse claimed J. Prince told him before he signed. J. Prince, the Rap-A-Lot founder with more than 3 decades in the music business, allegedly advised Finesse not to bring a lawyer into the meeting. According to Finesse, the message was that real ones do not need lawyers. Lawyers could complicate the situation, and the deal would be built on a handshake and mutual respect. Finesse had just returned home after years in federal prison, and he viewed the man behind Rap-A-Lot like a hero. So he trusted the advice, put his name on the contract, and made a decision he says still follows him today. While discussing comments later covered by Hot New Hip Hop, Finesse described the agreement as a bad deal. He claimed the recoupment terms were heavily stacked against him, called the assignment clause a trap, and said the toughest part was not being able to release his own music on Apple Music or Spotify whenever he wanted, without dealing with label rules and approval behind the scenes. 4 years with Mob Ties, but only 2 projects released. That is the math Finesse keeps putting in front of everybody. He claimed the label was not clearing his music, while Atlantic, the major company connected to Mob Ties, was not showing much interest either. According to Finesse, there was no rollout money, no machine behind him, and no real push. That left him feeling invisible while still tied to the deal. The wild part was that he still had momentum. Shows were waiting, fans wanted new music, and songs were stacked inside the vault. But because he could not move how he wanted, Finesse started speaking out the only way he knew, live after live, rant after rant, an emotional moment after emotional moment. Then, the entire timeline shifted. While Finesse was asking for help, somebody in Baton Rouge was listening. But this was the same person nobody expected to step in. To understand why NBA YoungBoy's call hit so hard, you have to remember the tension between these two men just 2 years earlier. The young boy who contacted the Prince family was supposed to be Finesse2Tymes' rival, not the person trying to help him break free. These two were not friends, collaborators, or even speaking behind the scenes. They were full-blown public enemies, trading shots across social media, and the drama had nothing to do with music, money, or label politics. This beef was way more personal, and it reportedly started over women. According to Finesse, the tension began quietly in September 2023 when he sent direct messages to one of NBA YoungBoy's children's mothers. She later told YoungBoy what happened, and instead of brushing it off, he reportedly held on to that information. He stayed quiet, kept it tucked away, and waited for the right moment to strike back. That moment came on April 10th, 2024. NBA YoungBoy posted a provocative photo of FNG Suga, also known as Vanessa, who is one of the mothers of Finesse2Tymes' children, on his Instagram story. The image reportedly showed her wearing pink lingerie and bunny ears. YoungBoy was also accused of sharing suggestive content connected to another woman around Finesse, turning a private issue into public chaos online. The move was direct, deeply personal, and clearly designed to embarrass Finesse in front of everybody. XXL and Hot New Hip Hop both covered how the situation exploded across social media within hours, with every repost making the tension look even uglier. Finesse responded the only way he knew how, first with trolling, then with a much sharper message. At first, Finesse joked that NBA YoungBoy could FaceTime Suga for $250,000. But he quickly deleted that post, switched his tone, and came back standing on Memphis pride. He warned YoungBoy not to forget where he came from, then wrote in a since-deleted message that he was from Memphis and they were not tender out there. Finesse spoke about loyalty, street rules, and how certain money-making relationships were treated seriously where he was raised. NBA YoungBoy was not about to leave that response unanswered. He fired back harder, accused Finesse of sounding soft, and claimed Finesse had been slipping into his wife's messages like he forgot who he was dealing with. What started as trolling had now turned into a loud, personal back and forth, with both men bringing private tension onto the public timeline for everybody watching. YoungBoy also brushed aside the mental health concerns Finesse had spoken about publicly.
Office hours is from 9 to 5. And you know why Big Red said that? Because that contract, like everything else, is business.
He made it clear that the DM situation from September 2023 had been bothering him for months, and now he wanted to settle everything in front of the internet. For several days, the timeline was pure chaos. Finesse argued with NBA YoungBoy fans in his comments, while YoungBoy kept posting story after story. Their fan bases started choosing sides like this was a championship fight.
I bet you when he signed that contract, if he got some advance money, he was smiling from ear to ear, nose to nose.
Some people stood firmly with YB, others backed Memphis all the way, and plenty of viewers said the whole thing was pointless industry drama between two rappers already dealing with bigger problems. The wild part was that no diss record ever came out. There was no studio response, no official song, and no real musical showdown. Everything played out through Instagram stories, deleted posts, comment battles, and heated rant videos. The beef burned hard for a few days in mid-April 2024, then disappeared almost as quickly as it started. Both men stopped going back and forth, returned to their own lives, and the internet moved on. NBA YoungBoy returned to his own world, while Finesse went back to fighting his mob ties situation. Their beef slowly became one of those internet moments kept alive through screenshots, reaction clips, and YouTube breakdowns. But this is where the story gets deeper. According to clips circulating online, YoungBoy was reportedly not completely over what happened, even after the public smoke faded.
In Houston, they canceled my show. Hey, Junior. Hey, Junior.
One video thumbnail even read, NBA, YoungBoy still heated after Finesse2Tymes tried to sun him on IMAG TV. That title alone suggested the tension never fully disappeared.
Y'all already bamboozled me out of my contract. Damn, family. Damn, at least let these folks book me. God damn.
The arguing stopped, but something was clearly still sitting beneath the surface. That is what made YoungBoy's next move so unexpected. Most rappers would never help somebody who had contacted one of their children's mothers. They might have laughed at Finesse going live about his contract, reposted the clips, or turned his pain into a meme. But NBA YoungBoy did the exact opposite. Instead of clowning his former enemy, he reportedly picked up the phone, reached into Houston, and tried to help Finesse escape the deal. Finesse said it himself during his Boss Talk TV interview. According to him, NBA YoungBoy contacted the Prince family before the later drama, before the reported NBA Ben 10 situation, and before the newest chapters of this story unfolded. While fans were still expecting old tension and bad blood, YoungBoy was quietly working behind the scenes to help break Finesse out of the deal. The man everybody viewed as an enemy suddenly became the only person willing to make that difficult call. That detail sent the internet into a frenzy because hip-hop is always filled with speeches about loyalty, brotherhood, and unity. Yet, in this situation, a former rival appeared to show more support than many people currently standing around Finesse. Even Finesse admitted he could no longer say nobody tried to help him. Somebody had stepped forward, and it was the last person anyone expected. But a rescue only works when the person holding the keys agrees to unlock the door. In this case, that door was reportedly being guarded by one of Southern hip-hop's most respected, stubborn, and powerful figures. When word reached Houston that NBA YoungBoy wanted to know what it would cost to buy Finesse out of his contract, J. Prince reportedly was not moved and firmly refused to budge even slightly. The offer landed, but the wall around that deal stayed exactly where it was. J. Prince reportedly did not negotiate or even act like he might consider the offer. He slammed that door so hard the whole rap industry felt it, then made sure everybody understood exactly where he stood. Rap Dynasty covered the response in videos titled J. Prince responds to YoungBoy trying to buy Finesse 2 times out his contract, and J. Prince responds to Finesse 2 times over NBA YoungBoy offer. The message coming from the Prince camp sounded crystal clear. No amount of money NBA YoungBoy could bring to the table was going to free Finesse. Not 1 million, not 5 million, not 10 million, and not any other wild number YoungBoy might have been ready to offer.
I love all the Maltine Street. It's time for me a new look, Junior.
According to the way the situation was presented, this was never really about the size of the check. It was about principle, control, and standing firm on signed business.
I'm 33 years old, P. Let me go to somebody, P, that's gonna let me mother me.
J. Prince has built a reputation for treating contracts like serious promises that cannot be casually broken. In his world, once your name hits that paperwork, you cannot return later asking for a reset just because a bigger artist arrives with a better opportunity. You honor the agreement, stand on your word, and accept the deal you willingly entered. From that viewpoint, a richer offer was not enough reason to let Finesse walk away. That is exactly the position J. Prince and several older voices in the industry took once Finesse made the situation public. During the same Boss Talk TV episode where Finesse revealed NBA YoungBoy's phone call, an older caller known as OG jumped in and defended the label's side with no soft talk. OG referenced the Players Club and pushed one clear message: Business has to stay business, and emotions cannot erase what somebody agreed to on paper. OG took it even further. He argued that when Finesse first signed the contract, he was probably smiling because the advance felt like a major blessing at the time. From OG's view, the deal only started looking terrible once Finesse believed he could make more money and find a stronger opportunity somewhere else. That is also the heart of J. Prince's reported position. Nobody forced Finesse into the building, made him accept the jewelry, or physically made him sign. He reportedly accepted the advance, received support for his family while he was locked up, and put his own name on the agreement. Now that his buzz is bigger and another artist wants to help, the same paperwork suddenly feels like a cage. From J. Prince's side, that does not automatically mean the contract is unfair. It could simply look like an artist regretting the deal after his value increased, but Finesse has repeatedly pushed back on that argument. He claimed he did not fully understand the agreement when he signed it, was allegedly advised not to bring a lawyer, and trusted J. Prince like family. Finesse said he signed based on faith and respect, not a full understanding of every clause. According to him, once somebody finally reviewed the paperwork properly, they described it as one of the most one-sided contracts they had ever seen in music. But J. Prince's position reportedly has not moved at all. The contract is still the contract. And it is not only J. Prince Sr. holding that line. J. Prince Jr., who handles much of Mob Ty's daily business, has been trading sharp words with Finesse for months. The tension got louder when Finesse accused Jr. of helping get his Houston performance canceled during Memorial Day weekend. Lil Baby was booked for the same event, and Finesse claimed he was supposed to appear too. According to him, he later received a call saying he was no longer needed, then saw videos of J. Prince Jr. hanging with Lil Baby at the exact show he had been removed from. To Finesse, that timing looked way too suspicious, and he made sure the whole internet knew exactly how he felt about it. Finesse jumped on Instagram and called Jr. out directly. He claimed the Prince family was bamboozling him with the contract and was now interfering with his bookings too. J. Prince Jr. answered with a cold response. On his own platform, he said, "This dude has to blame me for everything going wrong in his life," adding that he had already made peace with it. Jr. then questioned how he could convince a promoter not to book an artist still signed to his own company. He said the accusation made no sense. Then he threw another jab, saying Finesse had become a full-time content creator and streamer and had stepped away from music through his own choices. Coverage of Jr.'s response spread across YouTube, while Hot New Hip Hop also reported on the wider back and forth. For weeks, both sides kept trading shots through Instagram as the contract dispute grew messier, more personal, and increasingly public for everybody watching online. From the Prince family side, their position has stayed consistent. They invested in Finesse when his career was at its lowest. They reportedly supported his family while he was locked up, signed him when others were not looking, and gave him advances, jewelry, private flights, and the Mob Ty's name. So now that Finesse has rebuilt his buzz, the Princes are not about to hand over his freedom just because somebody from Baton Rouge showed up with a check. In their eyes, that is not how Houston handles business. That is not how Rap-A-Lot operates. And that is not how J. Prince has moved for more than 3 decades. When NBA YoungBoy made that call, he ran directly into a wall built by somebody who had been controlling major rap deals before YoungBoy was even born. But what really happened, and where does this situation go next? After all the live streams, emotional rants, phone calls, accusations, and public shots, the truth is less dramatic than some headlines make it sound. Despite the rumors spreading online, Finesse2Tymes has not officially signed a new contract with NBA YoungBoy. YoungBoy reportedly tried to help him, but no completed deal has been confirmed yet. There is no official announcement, no joint album, no press release, and no label statement confirming that Finesse has found a new home. What exists right now is one phone call, a major show of respect, Jay Prince's refusal, and plenty of hope from fans. That is the real situation. YoungBoy did not sign him, he simply opened a door, but Jay Prince appears determined to keep that door locked. On Boss Talk TV, Finesse explained that NBA YoungBoy contacted the Prince family and asked what it would take to help him escape the contract. Finesse said he respected YoungBoy for making that move and admitted he could no longer claim nobody had supported him because YoungBoy actually stepped up. He also said he hoped the conversations were still moving and that they were working on it. That word matters, working, not signed, completed, or finalized. In music business language, that usually means no deal currently exists and there may never be one. The Prince family has repeatedly made it clear across interviews and online platforms that money alone will not easily free Finesse. When an executive as powerful as Jay Prince publicly says no, the odds of him quietly changing his mind behind closed doors look very slim. So what is really happening is a slow, painful standoff. Finesse keeps going live, streaming, creating content, and keeping his name active while the contract fight remains unresolved and every side waits to see who finally makes the next serious move. Finesse has been staying active online because, according to him, the music side of his career is trapped behind a contract he cannot freely move under. He has spoken openly about how heavy the situation feels, but one live stream showed just how deeply it was affecting him. The tough image disappeared, and Finesse broke down in tears while explaining that he had spent 4 years with Mob Ties, but released only 2 projects for fans who were still waiting. He said he was 33 years old and needed the freedom to chase bigger opportunities before more time slipped away. Finesse even offered to pay for his exit. He claimed that if Mob Ties wanted $10 million, $15 million, or even $20 million, they could take it. He was not asking for a favor. He said he simply wanted to leave, earn his own money, build without restrictions, and regain control of his career before his strongest years passed. But his public cry for release still has not unlocked the door. Hot new hip-hop covered his demand. Yet Finesse claims Mob Ties still controls the music and key rights tied to his deal. The assignment clause could also reportedly allow his contract to be transferred to another label without freeing him. Atlantic Records remains connected through Mob Ties' major label partnership, making the situation even more complicated. So even if NBA YoungBoy arrived with a blank check, that money would likely need approval from several powerful desks. And Jay Prince's desk has already delivered one loud answer: no. There is another twist in this mess. Finesse has been hinting that other names may be interested in helping him. He has mentioned 50 Cent before and talked about possible offers worth $10 to $20 million sitting somewhere behind the scenes. But none of those names have done what NBA YoungBoy reportedly did. Nobody else publicly stepped forward, made the call, or gave Finesse something real he could point to. For now, YoungBoy stands alone as the only artist Finesse says tried to help. That is why the headline may sound like a signing happened, but the truth is much simpler. A conversation happened. Somebody knocked on the door, and Jay Prince reportedly kept it shut. Finesse2Tymes is still tied to Mob Ties. NBA YoungBoy is still moving on his own path. Jay Prince is still standing like a wall. The biggest change is that the internet now sees a quiet bridge between 2 former enemies. Nobody watched that bridge being built, and it did not lead Finesse into a new label deal, but it created a level of respect that almost nobody saw coming. That is the real story behind all this. Not a signing, not a contract switch, and not some secret takeover. It was a character moment, a former enemy reaching across the line when least expected. In a culture where rap beef ends in tragedy or prison, this one led to a phone call, and that phone call created real respect. That may have done more for unity than any collaboration ever could. Will Finesse ever escape his Mob Ties deal? Nobody can say for sure. The contract remains active, the label is dug in, and both Jay Prince Sr. and Jay Prince Jr. have made their positions clear. The money reportedly offered has not moved them. Finesse may have to finish the agreement, find a legal opening, or negotiate a buyout the Prince family finally accepts. None of those roads look quick, easy, or guaranteed. What we do know is that Finesse feels trapped, exhausted, and grateful. Out of every name in rap, NBA YoungBoy was reportedly the one who reached back and tried to throw him a lifeline. In an industry known for broken trust and shifting loyalty, that gesture may be worth more to Finesse than an empty promise or offer. Now get down in the comments and tell us what you think. Should J Prince release Finesse, or should Finesse honor the deal he signed? Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Dripzine, share it with rap fans, and tap that notification bell. Check out the next story on your screen, and we will catch you in the next video.